So watch this before you waste loads of money on a cooler box that will drain your battery in a few hours. This is the Waeco compressor cooler box. Now this is the 40 litre we've got here. They do other sizes. And in this video, we'll cover all of the things that people are concerned about. What it's actually like to live with. What does it sound like? How much power does it use? How cold can it get? How much can it store? All of these things we'll address in the video today. Now, the thing about the compressor fridges, they function exactly the same as your fridge at home, or if you're a camper vanner, the one that you install into the furniture. This is produced by Dometic, so the same people who bring you the high quality fridges that you all know and love. However, this one is just portable. It can go from 20 degrees Celsius to minus 18 degrees Celsius. How do we actually set the temperature? So currently it's at 12 degrees Celsius. It's currently working. So you go to set, you select your temperature, and then you leave it for 3 seconds. It should start flashing. So we've only just turned this on a few minutes ago. To get all the way down to minus 18, it's about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. So bear that in mind, but much faster than other options. So a quick little recommendation is before you trip, if you really want your stuff frozen, plug it into the main, get the adapter, plug it into the wall, get it down to temperature at home, and then when you're ready on your journey, you can just plug it straight in and it will just maintain the temperature. A lot of people are concerned about the noise. Sometimes compressor fridges have a bad reputation, but this is dead silent. Like, I'm going to put the mic right up to it, and you cannot hear a thing. And that is like the mic next to it. I can't hear it from here. If you're worried about this being a noise when you're asleep, you don't have to worry about that. So this is currently at 5 degrees Celsius. Obviously, we're just waiting for it to go lower. As you can see, cooling. This has got about 12 cans of Coke in it. And as you see, it's got plenty of space. So this has been going for about 30 minutes now, and it's already down to 5 degrees. Now, if you did want a dual zone version of this, meaning that you can have half of it frozen and half of it non-frozen, so chilled on one side, frozen on the other, that is an option. It's called DZ models of this, but this is just the normal, so it's all one temperature. As you can see, this is 40 litres. You got plenty of room for a little 2-person getaway for like 3 to 4 days. So here we have a traditional cool box. This is a crappy one, old one, just so you can see, like, obviously difference here is this is just one that you put ice in and it'll insulate. This is the compressor fridge. Now, as you can see, they've got 2 handles that fold in on each other, so not clumsy, not in the way at all. When you do want to carry it, they pop out, very easy to lift. Even though this is a couple, 13 kilo, I believe, and it's got 30 Cokes in it, it's very easy to lift and perfectly manageable for one person. Now, a few good things about this is you see these straps. These are perfect to hold it down in your van when you're moving. So these straps here are built to hold this down when it's actually in your van. So why do you need a compressor fridge over a thermoelectric fridge? If you have a camper van and you're going off grid, you're going off times where you probably won't move your van for a few days, it is unbelievably important that you get a compressor cooler box over a thermoelectric. Now, what's the difference? So on the thermoelectric ones, they can normally only get around to about 20 degrees below the air around them. So on a super hot day, like it has been recently, like 30, 35 degrees, obviously today's not a great day, but on a 35 degree day, for example, you're only getting down to about 15 degrees, which isn't good enough for cooled goods. This can get down to minus 18 degrees no matter the weather. If you have a camper van, it's super important you get a compressor version of a cooler box rather than a thermoelectric one. So I'm going to put this in an analogy of, I want you to think of your van's battery as a glass of water. Now, the compressor fridge only takes sips when it's thirsty. So when it gets down to the temperature that is you desire, so let's say 0 degrees for argument's sake, whenever it goes above that, it takes a sip of power to get it back down to 0. So it only drinks when it needs to. So the thermoelectric, I want you to imagine, is a very thirsty individual, just keeps drinking. So he's got a glass of water, he'll keep drinking, and it'll be empty much faster than the person who only sips when they're thirsty. Now that's the difference, the best analogy I can put it. So the bigger models go to 5 amps. This is about 3.8, I believe, for the 40 litre model. So for majority of people, this will last 3 days. If you've got a little bit of solar, this thing will practically last forever off grid. So much better if you're going for longer trips. The mistake people make is they go to Halfords, they see the 60-pound camper cooler box, and they think, oh, that's brilliant. That's the same model we're getting here. It's not, it's fundamentally different. A lot of people have reported that they're actually plugging their camper cooler boxes, and unlike this, it doesn't have the auto switch switch off. So they'll find out, they'll come back to the van, sorry, and the van's just been drained, has no battery left. So it's very important you get a compressor. It's the same function of a fridge, how the fridges work, that you build into your worktops. It's the exact same model. Don't get a camper cooler box. Don't cheap out and get a camper cooler box that's thermoelectric, because you'll get about, some people report literally 5 hours, some people report 24 hours, depends on your van battery. But obviously you don't want to plug it in and then come back to your van and it not switch on. That's a real problem. So yeah, invest the money into a compressor, camper cooler box. They're definitely worth it. The beautiful thing about this is you don't just have to build it into your work surface. So you can bring this out of your van. If you're going for a beer night with your friends, you can bring this along and it works perfectly, exactly the same, no matter what. You don't have to build it into the work surface, so it's a bit more dynamic. Perfect for people who haven't got the space for the built-in fridges. So if you're gonna buy a cooler box, please make sure it's a complete pressure cooler box. Don't buy the thermoelectric ones if you're a camper van owner. It's just not worth the hassle, not worth the headache, and not worth the worry. Jesus. If you want to get your own, you can click the link below. If you don't know what size to get, you don't know what's right for you, use our tool below. It'll just tell you exactly for your family size, for how many people, how many days you're going, what cooler box is best for you.